Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to be playing some F1 2021 My Team Career Mode. This is Season 3, we are leading the World Championship and the Constructors. Our teammate this season is Max Verstappen. There was a pretty big regulation change, and Max ain't taking it very well. So, we are now going to Zandvoort, which is the Dutch Grand Prix over in the Netherlands. Max is Dutch, so let's hope he can pick himself up again. So, we are leading the World Championship over, I believe, Sergio Perez, who is in the Red Bull. But Red Bull is not in contention for the Constructors. Here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the points as of right now. So, yes, we are using the Mercedes AMG engines. So, we are ahead of Sergio Perez with only 46 points. He was not able to finish last race. He DNF'd. So, that was very unfortunate for him. We have 103 points. Going into race 5. So, Red Bull with 56 points is 2 points behind McLaren and Ferrari, who are tied for second, while Martin Archer AMG, my team, has 127. So, going into the halfway point of the race of this season, let's hope it gets good, and let's hope Max can find some speed at home. So, something in the powertrain, the crankshaft failed. Well, I guess it is time to retry it. It's going to take 24 days. Got some new parts we can do in durability, and a new part in aerodynamics. I think I'm going to focus mainly on aerodynamics and chassis and powertrain. Durability is pretty good, but let's work on aerodynamics and powertrain at the moment. Go into the season break. Do that, and here we go. How do you want us to deal with this one? The development wants me to press on that button for everything else. Okay. So we got a lot of cash on us, 41.25 million for the team. I think eventually we are going to be using that up. So I also want to do something with our car livery going into the race. So this was our car livery last season, pretty bad. So yeah, let's make a little Dutchness come out of this, shall we? Alright, keep that. And make that white. Okay, so now we have a Dutch car going into the Dutch Grand Prix. So, I say that looks amazing. Going to have to put some sponsors to black, to the color black, and unfortunately that doesn't work. Actually, it might. Okay, so I'm doing this to hopefully help Max get back in to the fight. He unfortunately will not be able to fight for this year's championship, but hopefully he can fight for next year's, and who knows, maybe even win the title. So, we're also actually going to go ahead, change the team colors. To that color. There we are. Finance history, we've been doing very good. That massive dip on March 2nd, that is due to us paying for Max Verstappen to join our team. Verstappen at a 99 rating, highest overall, and very good stats, so I don't know what's causing him to fail to be aggressive. Hopefully going back to his home can maybe help him. As we go into the Dutch Grand Prix race weekend, here we go. And some bad news for qualifying. It is going to be slightly raining. Poop fart nuggets. I do not like the rain. Oops. Alright. So Max, probably he is my favorite driver, I would say. So obviously seeing him fail to deliver kind of bringing a sad eye to my face. A sad tear to my face. Yeah. We're going out on slicks, soft compound. See what we can do. With this Dutch livery. We may not be able to secure a podium, or a pole position, excuse me, but definitely going to attempt to do well. As we spin, that is heavy damage, and that is going to cause us. That is not good, and we have to retire the car because otherwise it would not. Oh man, this is very frustrating for our Dutch Grand Prix hopes. Already a hard smash into the barrier, and we have Max Verstappen starting up in the top 10. That is a start. That is a start to him coming back. As you can see, Daniel Ricciardo, fastest in session. He is going to be on pole. Sergio Perez, our closest championship rival, starts P5. So, we are fighting McLaren and Ferrari for the constructors. All I can hope is that Max has a good start, because this is going to be a 5-lap race. I don't think I can make it up to the lead by then. Not to mention, I have to go through 21 other cars. So, once again, here are the standings going into qualifying and coming out of qualifying. As we get going on this race. Oh boy. Let's see if Max can try and deliver at home like the lady says. As quite obviously Sergio Perez as our rival. Team Acclaim up to 25. Let's go. So, we are starting dead last. That is not good. Can we try and turn it around? I hope so. Because if we can't, well, then our Dutch Grand Prix is over. Yes, it is. At least it's going to be sunny in the race. I am happy about that.
Welcome along then to the North Sea coast and Zandvoort, 25 miles away from Amsterdam, and the host for today's Dutch Grand Prix. It's a race the great Jim Clark won on 4 occasions, leading for an astonishing total of 370 laps. alongside me once again for coverage of today's race, it's none other than the great Anthony Davidson. Let's discuss Red Bull. We have a number of changes to the aerodynamic regulations this year, and the signs haven't looked good for them so far in terms of getting to grips with those changes.
It doesn't look promising for them so far, and if the new regs have hit them as hard as we think, well, I suspect they may need a few late nights at the factory to get back on track.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, Lando Norris, and Hamilton, Matsushita, Leclerc, Verstappen, and Mick Schumacher, Stroll, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Russell, Ocon, Raikkonen, Antonio Giovinazzi, and Guan Yu Zhou, Latifi, Mazepin, Tictum, and Martin. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So, as you saw there, Pierre Gasly, who was going to start P2, had a pretty big grid penalty. That did not affect our position, so, but it did put Max up to P9, which is one spot better than 10th. So I'm happy about that. But still, yeah. So, starting alongside Dan Tictum, who was my teammate for the first season. He did not do very well. So I let him go for season 2, and I signed Charles Leclerc. He did pretty well. Until he crashed in round 6, and didn't do well at all. I let him go. He helped us get the team's first Constructors' Championship. But then I let him go because he obviously wasn't performing the way I needed him to, and I signed Max Verstappen. Max is now, I guess, finally reeling in his grip after the regulation change and the new team. So, obviously, we signed him pretty late, but the damage has been done. We are now still ahead of everyone in the Constructors. We are leading the World Championship. And Max has an opportunity to pick up some points for us. And we need him to. Desperately. Especially now since I have to start P22 and last in the grid. So, now let me stop talking and we'll get this race going. Oh, a pretty good launch, but we got a lot of wheel spin, so that causes us a big portion of that start. That would have been an amazing start. We still get up to P18, and we slam into Giovinazzi. That is not good, as we now have front wing damage once again. As we go off, that is the... Oh, and that is big hit! That is a very big hit, and I'm sorry for everyone, but that is causing me to just say screw it and pull out the... Okay, well now we have to pit as Ocon forces us wide. I am now very unhappy with the Alpine driver. of, I believe that was Esteban Ocon. So now, very desperate, as we now have to pit. So now we desperately need Max to gain points, and I can already see that he's not even in the points right now. He fell out of the points. That is very upsetting. And very unneeded. We need him to get points. This Dutch Grand Prix not being very good for either of us. Let's see what the pit crew can do. Can we have a good pit stop or not? I don't think we're going to get any points today. We gotta change our front wing. So, and a very, very slow stop compared to what we want. Unfortunately, that is what we got to deal with now as we begin to try and track down the rest of the field. Even though we have new tires, it's not gonna play a very big factor because those guys just did one lap, so their tires aren't that worn right now, and I'm definitely going to be wearing mine down, making this, trying to get caught back up, trying to make sure trying to get at least into the points. Not sure it's going to happen. Very upsetting race start, and that is going to dampen the rest of the race for us. Very unfortunate. We are slightly catching. This is a track that I normally do pretty good on, so we are at least catching Nicholas Latifi and Dan Ticktum, but I don't think it matters at this point. I think we're too far behind. To even be able to scare Latifi. This has not been a good race for me. Hopefully Max can find his way back up into the points, as I actually continue to kind of struggle out here. Can we at least show that we are faster than Daniel Ricciardo? Yes, we can, by a margin. By quite a bit. We prove that we are faster than the McLaren leading this race. However, having the fastest lap does not give us that extra point because we're not in the points to begin with. You have to be in the top 10 for the quickest lap to matter. And it seems like we're having an even better lap, and that is... No! And we are spun around. And that is our front wing gone, ladies and gentlemen. And very much more annoyance as I can't even turn the car. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a DNF. I used my one flashback. Come on, you guys would let me, right? You'd let me restart the session, right? No? Okay. A DNF. in the Dutch Grand Prix, the race we hoped to win for our teammate, and we crash out. McLaren, your winners here in Zandvoort. Daniel Ricciardo gets his first victory of the My Team career mode and sets his sight as well on the championship, being the only other driver to win a race. Valtteri Bottas comes P2, and Carlos Sainz comes P3. It's the sparkling stuff for our podium drivers. Well done to these three brilliant drivers. Where did Max end up? Where did the hometown man end up finishing? Max comes in the points. He receives 2 points. He comes P9 at home. However, very unfortunate for our team. We lose a lot of ground in the championship. And we lose ground in the constructors as well. So, obviously this race not being what we hoped for. Well, this is now kind of desperate for McLaren, because now they know they have a team and a driver capable of race wins. So, let's try and make sure we get to another Constructors' Championship and keep our hold on the drivers for our third world title. Remember to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the little notification bell if you want to be notified of any more videos that I post.